Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us this morning. I just feel the energy in the air. There is a lot going on here today. Looking forward to this whole day with you. And if you're watching online for the first time, you found us at Unity in Naperville. I'm Kitty Benson, the minister here, and we intend to have some fun. We expect one good thing after another today, right? Yes, yes. So Kim Char is out with Cindy having fun somewhere in the country. Who knows where? So we send you love and blessings in case you're watching online, you guys. Yeah, and I see new faces. I see returning faces from afar. Folks coming all the way from Michigan. I told them they're going to get the prize for driving the furthest for the service today. Yeah, and of course, what we want to do to begin with is sing. So what's our first song, you guys?
We are one in the Spirit.
Of course we are. So if you'd like to stand and sing, you're welcome to do that. If it feels better to sit, that's up to you. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, y'all look so beautiful out there, and you're singing so loud. Thank you. Makes us sound so much better. Well, this next song, Fields of Grace. I always think of us all holding hands, going down the love path in fields of grace. Here we go. There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing new songs of praise. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I lose myself within. There's a place where I find myself again. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where religion finally died. There's a place where I lose my selfish pride. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing new songs of praise. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Woo! Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. One more. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Woo!
You saw Kevin do a. That was fun.
And I didn't fall.
That's helpful. Let's take this joy, just pour it right into your heart space. Actually, that's where it's coming out of. So let's make that connection to that place of joy, the presence of joy, the presence of God joy. So grateful to know that that spirit is always within us, no matter what is happening in the world around us. And we give thanks for this moment where we remember the lightness of joy, the goodness of joy, the power of joy is our true being, our true nature, and we free it to bring forth one good thing after another today and every day, and so it is. Amen. Let's speak our invocation. The words are up here on the screen. Together? There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
Your love is life to me, my truest longing, my deepest need. Without it one moment, I don't know where I'd be. Your love is life to me. Breath for my body, light for my eyes, all that I need, you daily provide. Deep in my being, more than my blood, my very existence depends on your love. Your love is life to me, my truest longing, my deep so clearly in so many ways. Your love is life to me, my truest longing, my deepest need. Without it one moment, I don't know where I'd be. Your love is life to me. Your love is life. Your love is life to me. My truest longing, my deepest need. Without it one moment, I don't know where I'd be. Your love is life to me.
Oh, that sounds good, you guys. Enoch, welcome back. Always a pleasure to have you joining us. And always a pleasure to have you joining us. Thank you for that. Who here reads the Bible every day? Raise your hand if you read the Bible every day. Okay. I won't tell you online how many people raised their hand. And that's okay. So I have a Bible story for you that comes out of the Old Testament, the really Old Testament, that starts in the second book of Kings about a widow who recently lost her husband, who owed quite a debt to his debtors, and they came a-calling. And it turns out she didn't have the money to pay, and they were going to come back, and this is what they did back in those days. They took your kids in place of money and put them to work as slaves. And of course, she did not want that to happen. So she went to the prophet, local prophet, his name was Elisha, and said, what do I do? What do I do? And he said, well, what have you got in the house? Nothing. I've got nothing in the house. Okay, maybe one little small jar of oil. And he said, okay, well, fine. What I want you to do is I want you to head out to your neighbors' houses and borrow some vessels, some containers, and bring them into the house with your sons. Close the door. And what I want you to do is I want you to take that little jar of oil and I want you to start pouring into the vessels, one after the other. So that's what they did. They got the vessels, they went in the house, they closed the door, she and her sons started pouring that little jar of oil. And usually we're talking little jars, in people's homes at that time, if they were lucky, and filled and poured and poured and poured and poured until that vessel was full. And we're talking bigger vessels now. So that little jar filled up that whole, so hey, hand me another one. And it kind of just went this way, and they just kept pouring, and it just kept filling. And the widow said, okay, give me another one, and the son said, we're out. And as she turned the little jar of oil, it was empty. So it made me think of when I saw all this pouring, they just kept pouring and pouring, it made me think of the scripture from Malachi, chapter 3, up here on the screen, also from the Old Testament. It says, test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. That's a great picture, isn't it? That God has so much good to be poured into our life that we just can't contain it all. So why do you think her oil stopped pouring? Why do you think? Okay, you're way ahead of the story. Can you just go back to the literal story? Why did it stop pouring? She was out of vessels. Thank you. Okay. All right. So now we'll get to the metaphysical interpretation. Why do you need to read the Bible? You know it all so well. All right, so here we go. So up here on the screen, let's take a look at this. When we do a metaphysical interpretation, we start by looking at all the elements in the story. So we've got the widow, we've got the prophet, Elisha, we've got the house, the sons, the oil, the vessels, the pouring motion. And let's take a look at how those objects, people, etc., are aspects of our own consciousness. It's possible that this story has played itself out in your own consciousness at some point in your life. When we look at the widow, we think of that feeling of disconnection from spirit, just like a widow feels disconnected from her husband. For us, metaphysically, think of it as feeling separate from God, which means there's that feeling of lack in our energy. Whenever there's somebody that's representing God in this story, like Elisha the prophet, look at that as your highest consciousness, your Christ consciousness. And when he talks about going into the house, Jesus said that too. Remember when he said, go and pray, you go into your house and shut the door. Well, he called it a closet, same thing. When we go into the house, we're talking about turning within ourselves, into that inner temple, putting our attention on the God within. The sons represent our thoughts. And notice how she sent her sons out to bring vessels back. And how many times do we send our thoughts out? And who knows what we're going to bring back? In this case, they were focused. The thoughts were focused, and they were bringing back the containers. The oil that's coming out represents God's infinite substance, that which supplies everything in this world. It's the field of energy beneath the material world. And no material could exist without that field of energy beneath it. That's what the oil represents. And the vessels, this is important, those vessels represent our state of consciousness. The pouring act into the vessels is the activity of spirit working in our life. But as I've mentioned to you before, the activity of spirit can only do as much as our being allows. God can only do for us what God can do through us. See, you remember. Okay. So this pouring stopped because the consciousness only allowed so much. That's the metaphysical interpretation for us. Our ability to receive from divine substance is only at the level or the volume that our consciousness is able to receive. Does that sound pliable, plausible, and pliable? Yeah. So, we're starting this message series today on one good thing after another. And in order to experience one good thing after another, it depends first and foremost on what your expectation is. What do you expect your good to be? You know, I was trying to find, when I came up with this picture, I was trying to find something creative that represented one good thing after another, and I went to Google Images and I put in one good thing after another. There was not a single mention of one good thing after another. There was thousands of mentions of what? One bad thing after another. Actually, it was one damn thing after another. And haven't we all said that at some point in our life when we're having a series of bad things happen to us? One damn thing after another, right? Okay, so that's a form of expectation. We're just using it against ourselves. It's like, well, what do you expect? That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the world works. What do you expect from the government? What do you expect from those people? What do you expect from big business? We're using our expectation against ourselves. And all the while, here's this beautiful universe, divinely designed to pour, to stream our good into our life, one good thing after another. So I want to physically interpret this to help us understand more about our levels of consciousness. So I'm going to ask for 5 volunteers. If you'll just come up here to the table, 5 volunteers. All you're going to have to do is pick something up off the table and just stand there with it, okay? Come on, 5 people. 3 people. 1 person. 1 more person. 1 more person. Come on. Thank you, Sherry. All right, so grab your thing off the table. Okay. Sherry, did you get yours? Is there anything left on the table? Okay, well, we'll have to put that into my interpretation then. All right. Why don't you scoot down a little bit so we can see all in the light? That's good. Come on over. All right. You have oh, here we go. We actually want them to tell us what they have. I'm ready. Are you ready for my mic? Okay. Anna, what do you have in your hand?
I don't know what this thing is called.
Wow, she's really young. Can I borrow that for a minute?
I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is called in English. I don't
okay.
even remember the name in Spanish.
Okay, it starts with a THIM. Thimble. Thimble. Why did you pick that? Off the table. Why did you pick?
That's
now
pretty
she
much
wants
what was
something
left.
else. Oh, okay. That was all that was left. Okay. All right. So I want you to, can you just hold that up so everybody could see it? All right. When we look at the thimble, think of it as a symbol of consciousness that says there's not enough. There's only a tiny amount available for me. You've probably experienced that, right? You've decided before you ever start your day that it's a world out there that's limited. Not everybody gets good. I might not get my good today, and if I do, it's probably going to be a small amount because that's all I ever get, right? And it's the kind of thing that we save for a rainy day consciousness. Anybody see the movie Crossing Delancey? Okay, y'all, go out there and look it up online. But there's a grandma in the story, and the granddaughter and the grandma are visiting, and a package comes, and it's wrapped in brown paper, and she takes off the paper. The granddaughter's helping her and takes off the string, and she starts to throw it away. Oh, no, don't throw away the paper. That's good paper. We can use that paper again. You don't know nothing about paper. You save that paper. Oh, give me that string. That's good string. We'll use that again. You have to hold on to your string. You never know when you're going to need it. That's the thimble consciousness. There's only so much to go around. You got to save for a rainy day. Does that sound like anybody you know? Okay. Secondly, let's see. How about you, Rick? Let me get your microphone. What do you got there?
It's a wonderful cup. It's got a hole in the bottom.
Okay. So hold on to your microphone for me. Let me just. Can you see? Can you see? Okay. So if I were to pour blessings into your cup, how much could you contain?
Not a lot.
Nothing. Basically nothing. Those people who have the hole in the cup, that is a symbol of I'm just blind to my blessings. It's when they're all around me, but gratitude is not on my mind. All I can do when things come and go is complain about them. They're not good enough. So just notice, do I fit into the holy cup or the whole cup? Okay? Who else has a cup? You have a cup. Okay. Microphone? Margie? Marjorie, what do you have? If I were to pour blessings into your cup right now, how much would you be able to capture?
All the way to the top of the cup.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, but let me ask you something. You have a lid on top of that cup, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you keep that lid on, and by the way, did you notice that the little hole in the lid has been covered up?
It has.
Yes. So now how much could you receive in that cup?
Limited.
Yeah, basically nothing,
Nothing.
right? Who here understands what the covered cup represents? Closed-minded, resistant. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to get my good. It's hard to make my good happen in my life. It's the kind of struggle that just talks about how things are never easy. You always have to fight for what you need. And as you can see, if you were to pour hot coffee over that, it would just go everywhere except in your cup. See, that's what I'm saying. Life is a struggle. Yeah. All right. Let me think here. Sherry, you have nothing. Okay. So first of all, why did you choose that? I better...
Well, because everything else was gone.
Everything else was gone. And isn't that just like the person who has nothing in their hands and who expects to have nothing in their hands? Because everything else is gone. It's the person who sees himself as unworthy. They don't deserve good in their life. How many of you have seen the Polar Express movie? Okay, remember the little boy who lived on the other side of the tracks? Yeah, and the kids were trying to get him to come to the North Pole and meet Santa and get some gifts. And what did he say? Christmas just never works out for me. Can we just think of a time when we don't even try because Christmas never works out for us? God's good never comes my way, and I'm not even going to try. I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. All right, who got the bucket? I don't know why this doesn't surprise me, Rose.
I got a bucket full of love.
Okay.
You can't see it.
Why did you choose that?
But it's only there because I say so.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. But why did you choose the bucket?
Because
Microphone.
I can fill it with just stuff.
Yeah, as compared to all this other stuff. Yeah. It's the biggest, right?
It's the biggest.
It's the biggest. Okay, thanks. I can see she wants to get rid of that microphone. So, in comparison to all the other containers, you can see that this is a person who looks at good as, of course there's enough for me. There's more than enough for me. Of course it's always available. Of course I can get my hands on it. Of course I deserve it. And you know what the cool thing is about that bucket? It also has a handle on it. And someone with this consciousness of good knows that there's so much good that they can actually carry it around and give it away as well, because there will always be enough for them in their bucket. Which level of consciousness are you living from? Thanks, everybody. You want to put that on your table? Oh, come on. They deserve more love than that. So this is a chance for us to just check in. What is my expectation when it comes to good? Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founders of Unity, had an expectation for good. So much so that they put it into a covenant, a dedication and a covenant I want to show you up here on the screen. First of all, this is what it looks like in their handwriting. But let's take a look at it in a font that we can actually read. It says, "We, Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore, husband and wife, hereby dedicate ourselves, our time, our money, all we have, and all we expect to have to the Spirit of truth, and through it to the Society of Silent Unity," which was their prayer ministry at the time, "it being understood and agreed that the said Spirit of truth shall render unto us an equivalent for this dedication in peace of mind, health of body, wisdom, understanding, love, life, and an abundant supply of all things necessary to meet every want, without our making any of these things the object of our existence. In the presence of the conscious mind of Christ Jesus, the 7th day of December, AD, 1892. That was really the start of Unity. And it's interesting as you look at their language in this, they dedicate themselves. That sounds like a commitment to their good, knowing that, expecting that it would be returned to them. When they said, understood and agreed that the Spirit of truth should render to us an equivalent for this dedication, they understood the divine law, that as I give, so shall I receive. Can you feel the weight of their expectation in that dedication? So much so that they wrote it out, they signed it, they dated it, they hung it on their wall so they could see it every day and remember. And that dedication ended up giving birth to a movement that now has unity centers and churches all around the world. Can you imagine? They had an expectation of God's good, and it was that expectant consciousness that expanded their container, their ability to receive. So let's say this together. From an infinite God, I expect infinite good. Together, from an infinite God, I expect infinite good. How's that feel? Okay, good. So when we talk about expectation, we're talking about a form of faith. And we can expect for good or we can expect for ill. Just ask yourself every time you worry, isn't this a form of expectation? You know, we've had a chance recently in the last decade to worry about recession, which is basically expecting to lose our job. Or we have an opportunity to worry about our age because now we're expecting our body to become helpless. You might be worried about inflation, but all that does is create an expectation of lack in your life, running out of money. So that's what happens when we expect the negative through worry. But we can also expect positive, except we're headed towards the wrong source of our good. A lot of times we might see that or expect that our supply is going to come through our job, through our salary, through our 401k, through our Social Security. Or we might expect that our health is going to come from the medicine that we take or the treatment that we get or our health insurance. Isn't that what health insurance is for? To make us healthy? Isn't why they okay, whatever. All right. And we might expect success through our popularity, through our power, through our education. But all those things that we just talked about are actually things of the material world. And we all know what happens to those things. They come and go. They're limited and then they're gone. So what we're looking for today when we talk about one good thing after another is to know a truth that sets us free. This is how we get there, is we start with the truth, understanding the spiritual laws at work, understanding the source of our good. So let me share something again from Charles Fillmore's book, Prosperity. What we need to realize above all else, when he says things like that, I pay attention, is that God has provided for the most minute needs of our daily life, and that if we lack anything, it's because we have not used our mind in making the right contact with the supermind, the Christ consciousness, and the cosmic ray that automatically flows from it. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but a cosmic ray in his time is that divine substance, that spiritual energy, that our mind must make contact with that substance. He says the spiritual substance from which comes all visible wealth is never depleted. It's right with you all the time and responds to your faith in it and your demands on it. Turn the great energy of your thinking toward plenty ideas, and you will have plenty regardless of what men about you are saying or doing. Turn the great energy of your thinking. That is an expectation if I ever heard one. That is putting a demand on that infinite level of substance. So here we have this universe streaming constantly our good. And you may say, I don't see it. It's not shown up on my doorstep. But this is an opportunity for us to remember that it is showing up through the life in our bodies. That in itself, that pure, perfect life of God, starts in spirit, is everywhere present, and is expressing itself as the energy in your body. It's the force that renews your cells. It's the healing that happens in your body, the health, the strength. That is life always streaming if you will look at it, expect it. We talk about the substance of God always streaming. It is the material goods in our life, but starting out as invisible, and then it streams into the manifest world as our supply, as our salary, as our lottery winnings, as our, wealthy givers giving to other people. Spirit is constantly streaming substance in all kinds of ways. Sometimes what means good to us is the power, the energy, the feeling of love. And that love is streaming as God through people, through our family, through our friends, through kindness in the heart, through fairness and justice, all forms of that everywhere present version of love. Look around for it. If you feel it lacking, look around for love. Let it be moving through you first. And we all need wisdom from day to day. That wisdom is always present. It's constantly flowing through our minds. It comes through as ideas. It comes through as solutions. It comes through as creative arts. Inventors draw on it. This divine mind is constantly giving of itself, whether we're aware of it or not. So if we expect one good thing after another, we will have one good thing after another, knowing that it's always present for us, no matter what the need. So I had an experience of this where I've shared the scripture with you before. I call, God has answered. And maybe a weekend ago or so, I had been asked to help teach a class. And it was with Reverend Shirley Lawson, who had been here a few weeks before. And so we were doing a Zoom session together, and it was really fun, and I was really looking forward to it. And it lasted for about 2 hours. We had a good crowd, and it was I just felt like I was laughing all the time, and we had a lot of good information moving through the session. And when it was over, she texted me and she said, check your email, I think, and lo and behold, I had received a financial gift from her. I had no expectation of that, and yet it came. But I think the reason that it came from me is that I was in an energy of just allowing this good to flow in my life. And right after I got that message, I got a knock on my office door at home, and my housemate popped in and said, sorry, our garage door just broke. I told you that last week. Your car is trapped inside. We're going to have to find somebody to come and fix it. And it was Saturday. And I was going to have to be here the next day. So I thought, well, that's okay, because even though it's expensive to have your garage door fixed, I just got a gift, a financial gift. Before I had called, God had already answered. And then right after that, I got a note through my marketplace that I had sold my coffee table. And they came over on Sunday and picked it up and handed me more money to finish paying for the garage door. That is the good of God, one good thing after another, as long as we stay open-hearted and grateful, peaceful, allowing. We know what it feels like, right, to feel that. So let me share with you from Joseph Murphy up here on the screen. He said, God is the giver and the gift. Man is the receiver. God dwells in man, and this means that the treasure house of infinite riches is within you and all around you. By learning the laws of mind, you can extract from that infinite storehouse within you everything you need in order to live life gloriously, joyously, and abundantly. What I want to point out there at the beginning of that is God is the giver and the gift. Man is the receiver. Think of that, because God is all that is, and you are each expressions of God, that you are the gift, you are the giver, and the man that is the receiver is our human consciousness. It's the consciousness that either receives or doesn't, that opens up or pushes back. So it's the human part of ourself that has to be willing and receptive to receive the gift that's also coming from within, the good that's always present in us. So we talked about that storehouse, we talked about that going in the house to find our good, and the key to that storehouse is all about being an expectant receiver. Sorry, that's where we want to land today. Being an expectant receiver. Just think about it for a minute, how you feel to be an expectant receiver. I thought Jesus was very clear on this when he was teaching us to pray and said, give us this day our daily bread. He didn't say, please God, or would you, or where is it, or why don't I have it, or I know, I'm probably not worthy of it. He said, give us this day our daily bread. Expect it to come to you. Because if we let it, there's one good thing after another out there for us. And all we need to do is make sure that we feel expectant. When you feel expectant, how do you feel? Good. What else? Excited, curious, grateful, peaceful, relaxed. When you're feeling those emotions, you know you're in an expectant, receptive mode to allow that good to flow through you. From an infinite God, I expect infinite good. Let's say that together. From an infinite God, I expect infinite good. There is enough, I am enough. It's always flowing through me. So who here has run into a dry spell? No one. Great. Okay, we'll skip this part. Seriously, who here has run into, okay, I have. So at this point, when you notice you're in that dry spell, I want you to remember what Elisha said. Do you remember what he said to the widow when she told him her problem? What did he say? He asked her a question. What do you have in the house? That's your question for yourself. When you're starting to feel like you're in a dry spell, your question to yourself is, what do I have in the house? Now, what do you think it's talking about? What could your answers be? Butter, lard, eggs. No, that's not what we're looking for. What do you have in the house? Hope. Faith. What? Hope. Good health. consciousness, expectation. What do you have in the house? All of God's spiritual qualities are within us. If today your need is financial, then what you have in the house is substance and intelligence. If today your need is health, then what you've got in the house is life and strength and vitality. That's what you want to give your attention to. That's you want to start feeling in your body, because it's all present in us. And just remember that our infinite good awaits, but only depending on the volume of your container. And it's your expectation, and what kind of expectation, that determines how big your container is. So I expect one good thing after another. Let's say that. I expect one good thing after another. Now, I want to finish this today by giving you a chance to own your expectation. And let's put a list up here on the screen that starts with two words: of course. These two words are important when you are affirming your truth, because it's telling your subconscious, which is the builder, and it can either build good or it can block your good. So we're telling our subconscious with the words "of course" that we should be expecting something good. This is a given. This is a known. This is a truth. There's no way out of this. Of course, whatever comes next. So I want you to look at the list here for a minute, and I want you to pick a statement that sings to you right now. And when you're ready, say it out loud, loudly, and maybe if we're like, you know what, I'll repeat after you so the people online can hear. And if you're online, write it in the chat. Of course. Say the of course, and what comes next?
Health is my natural state.
Say the of course.
Of course.
From the beginning.
Of course. Health is my natural state.
What he said. All right, what else? Of course, things always work out for me. Of course, health is my natural state. Is that you, Rick, back there? Of course, money comes easily. What does it start with? Of course, I see beauty everywhere. Marjorie? Of course, I am fulfilled in my work. What else? Of course, all is well. Cindy? Of course, I always know what to do. I love these. Don't they feel good? All right, what else? Of course, I always have enough. Of course, solutions come. What? Quickly. Oh, yeah. I'm all about quick. What else? Of course, health is my natural state. Of course, I have strength for the day. Y'all should be taking pictures of this list, just so you know. Of course, good follows me everywhere. Can you feel the solidness of these? Starting with of course. Of course I can do it. Yes. Feel what it means to be expectant. Expect your good. And any one of these statements and 1,000 more that your higher self will guide you to are going to help you get into this energy and this expectation of one good thing after another. Let's say this affirmation one last time together. From an infinite God, I expect infinite good. Absolutely, God. No questions asked. It is a done deal. Let's take it into meditation, shall we? So let's just feel the support that you have right now underneath you. I can relax, of course, because I know this chair is holding me. I can let go of all tension. I can allow it to support my back. And I know that this chair is supported by this beautiful planet underneath my feet. Of course, I am supported. My whole body now is relaxing, knowing that life is just one good thing after another. I start with my body, knowing the power of divine life naturally and easily flows through me. The omnipotence of life itself is renewing every cell in my body, of course. This power of life brings strength and vitality. I expect that from this ever-present flow of divine life. And it feels good. As I think about my supply, I go into my house, not moved by appearance, not looking at the material, supply to flow easily, to express as my daily bread. All of my needs are met through this infinite flow of divine substance. As my mind turns to decisions to make, questions to answer, problems to solve, I go into my house, the storehouse of intelligence and wisdom. I feel the immensity of an infinite mind of good. Flowing into my awareness with answers. Bringing forth ideas. Delivering solutions. My mind is God mind. Of course, the answer is within me. I easily know what to do. And I open my heart and mind to all the beings I interact with on this planet. that must control this love. I simply open and allow this pure presence of good to accept me as I am, as I accept others. And in this presence, I feel and sense the harmony between us. Of course, all things are working together for good between us. Today, I expect one good thing after another. And I am grateful. So it is, and now we let it be. Amen. So here we are in this moment of expectation, and I hope that you carry that with you throughout the day today, and then all this coming week, and then through the rest of your lives. Every day, we expect one good thing after another. In this time of our service where we share our tithes and love offerings, it's an opportunity for us not only to receive our good, because we feel that good as we give, but to allow it to flow through us as good. We are that channel for good, not only in our own lives, but for those that we love, that we want to support. And I feel your love for unity in Naperville. I'm so grateful to have you here today and know how much your care for each other is what's creating this community. Your gifts are what makes it possible. So I'm going to invite you to hold on to your gift today, and as you share it, bless it. If your gift happens online, you can do that through our website at unityinnaperville.org. Click the donate button, or if you'd like to send it by check to our P.O. Box 9733 in Naperville, the zip is 60567. However you're giving today, I just invite you to enfold that energy of substance with love. Let's bless it together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. Thank you. Ushers, will you come, please?
So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What a great day. Thank you, Reverend Kitty. That was fabulous. Of course. And I just want to say, my name is Mary Beth Spear, and I'm a grateful member here, and it's my pleasure to give you announcements for today. If you're joining us for the first time, we want to give you a warm, warm welcome, and we're so glad you're here. Please complete the orange registration card on the welcome table in the lobby and leave it at the information table. We'll keep you updated and posted on all of our events, and that's a formidable thing because there's a lot of them. And virtual newcomers can sign up on weekly e-news at unityinnaperville.org. Of course, Monday Morning Metaphysics meets tomorrow at 10:30 on Zoom. Our group is reading The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport, so please see the event calendar for more details and the Zoom link. Aging with Spirit, Saturday, November 18th at 10 o'clock on site and also online. And this month features lawyer Nancy Golnick-Dorjoth, who will be discussing key documents that everyone needs and an intro to estate planning. Please invite others who may want to benefit from this information. Access to the Zoom room is on our event calendar. Join Energy of Spirit next Sunday at 12:15. Have fun and learn easy, non-strenuous techniques to improve your overall energy, mental clarity, sleep, and mood. Wow. Love offering $10, pre-registration requested online or at the information table. Now, if you love decorating for Christmas, and I listen to Christmas carols all the way over here today, they're online, they're on the radio now. And if you want to get in the Christmas spirit, join us for a couple of hours as we hang our lights and decorate the Christmas tree and building on Saturday, November 25th at 9 a.m. Sign up at the front room. Prayer chaplains are always available to pray with us and with you in the prayer room after the service. And would our chaplain of the day please stand? And there she is, Can-Do Carol. Yay. You can also email your name and phone number to prayer@unityinnaperville.org, and a prayer chaplain will call you today by 1 o'clock. For details of everything I've shared with you this morning and any of our events, go to the event calendar where? At unityinnaperville.org, or email admin@unityinnaperville.org. You're great. Okay, and that's it for me, and now Kitty has some announcements. Thank you.
Beth.
Thanks very much.
So just quickly, we had a wonderful custodian who's been doing the work of cleaning our Unity home for us for probably about a year. And she is moving on in her life and some new adventures. And so we are looking for a clean team. So if you can assist in keeping our building clean and maybe just do it once every 4 to 6 weeks, we'll put a team together. If you want a buddy to work with you, let us know and we'll pair people up. And we'll give you a list of things to do. We really could use your help. And this is especially good for those of you who feel like you wish you could financially donate more. If that's not working for you in your life right this minute, here's another great way to make sure that your Unity community is still being cared for. So there's a sign-up sheet out front, or you can just talk to me afterwards. Also, one last class for the super beings on Tuesday with me in the Zoom room, so check the calendar for that. And today is our town hall meeting. So I'm hoping that everybody that's here can stay for it because it's important. We've got some exciting news to share with you. We need your feedback. There's going to be a vote. Lots of good things happening. And most importantly, there's a lot of food out in the front room for you to get you through this hour-long meeting. So if you would just plan to stay afterwards, we'd really appreciate it. And do we have one more song?
Yes, one more song.
Okay. Let's stand as you're able. We'll sing one more song.
God is my source, God is my power, God is my everything. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. So He gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything. Everything I need.
Okay, beloveds, one more time. Let's just take a look at our closing affirmation. Just take this in your heart as, of course, together, I expect one good thing after another. Okay, just have to tell you this story. I was at Lowe's the other day, and I was working on my message, and a woman came up and tried to sell me gutter screens, order gutters, whatever. And I said, oh, it's not going to work in my new place right now, but thanks anyway. And I walked off, and I was looking for a squeegee. And I'm standing there, and I can't find my squeegee. They've got like 10-foot squeegees and 9-foot squeegees, but I just wanted a little one for my new shower. So I was like, come on, it's got to be something. I'm wandering down the aisle. And this woman comes back to me, same woman with the gutters, and said, can I interest you? And I said, you know what? We already talked. She goes, oh. She said, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to remember who I've talked to before. This is getting a little long, but hang in there, it's good. So I said, honey, I can relate. You should see me. I'm a minister every Sunday morning. I go through the same problem. I must say good morning to somebody 40 times before I realize I've said good morning to you already once, haven't I? She said, oh, you're a minister? I'd like you to pray for me. Would you pray for me? I said, absolutely. What do you need? So she tells me this story, and basically what she wants is this job to continue because she really needed it. And I said, honey, God is everywhere in this store right now. Just imagine that. God is in every person in the store. They all love you. God loves you. They've all got good for you. So just expect one good thing after another as you walk. And she was like, oh, I needed to hear that. I'm so grateful. And I just was feeling like, yeah, one good thing after another. And I walked back past the squeegees, and I stood there, and there's this guy standing there looking at squeegees. I said, evidently, most of their squeegees here are overkill for my little shower door. And he laughed, and I started to walk away, and he said, wait a minute. Here it is. One good thing after another. Expect it. Yes. All right, so that took a while, but before you leave and get your food and come back in the room, just say hi to somebody that you haven't met yet. Look at their name tag. Oh, good. Don't have their name tag on? Ask them what their name is. Go get your food. Come on back for the meeting. Hey, everybody online, watch it on Zoom. You can watch it on Zoom. Woo.
There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing new songs of praise. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I lose myself within. There's a place where I find myself again. Anybody want to come up and sing? Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Woo! Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where religion finally died. There's a place where I lose my selfish pride. There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing you songs of praise. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Woo. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Two more. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy